Good morning. This is Pink Girlie from South Jersey. Hey, listen, they say the third time's the charm. So we're going to see. I'm going to boil some paper again today. I've got my 32-pound white paper. I did fold it. I've got some different sizes because I thought I'd like to have some different sizes. I got my little moon rock here just so I can hopefully stay focused. I went out twice now and picked some flowers. It's so brutally hot here today. And of course, our community here has two lovely pools, but they're not open. Oh my goodness, would I love to get into a pool. It's one of my favorite things to do in the summer. And unfortunately, can't do that. So I'm inside. I'm cool. I've got my flowers. I've got my paper. I've put down my muslin to wrap my bundle. I was watching a gal real quick, and she was flower dyeing on material, on fabric, and she rolled it. I thought, oh, how nice would that be to roll the paper? Okay, so I've got a couple of different things and some things that are the same. This here is one of my butterfly bush flowers. This also has a very woody stem like my Vitex. So we're going to jump right in here. And I'm going to try to be proactive this time and cut my stems. You know, this guy really is going to bunch up and make my paper real thick. So I'm going to put him to the side, save him till maybe the top. I do have some bugs. I'm going to layer some of my leaves. Move Mr. Moon. And I do have some of my beautiful little cosmos. And I thought I was keeping my designs on my paper simple, but I really didn't keep them very simple. So I'm really going to try to make my flower choices here really go quite a ways. And I just remembered that I wanted to take a picture of I wonder if I can. No, I don't think I can while I'm recording. I need to go get my phone. I've got a beautiful hydrangea down here in the bottom of my pile of flowers. Absolutely beautiful. So I want to get a picture of that so I can post that. Now I did cut some different size paper. So I have to think about how I want to stack that. I have no idea what this is called. I'll have to ask my hubby. Kind of looks like spidery. And I do want to remember to go the opposite direction as well. And I did a little more reading, not much. You know, I hate to read. A little more reading. And most of what I'm finding now, folks are saying you really only need to boil it about an hour. So I was even reading about just cooking flowers or vegetables for dye. And not so much imprinting, but just, you know, dye. And they only cook it about an hour. This is a Rose of Sharon. This one's a little has seen better days, if you will. So I'm still going to stick with the rule of not putting too much in between the pieces of paper. We'll see how that does. All right, I'm going to add that leaf. Well, I'll tell you, I don't know if it's the heat or what, but boy, these flowers are fading fast here, kids. Fading fast. We'll see if that Rose of Sharon gives me anything. And the articles that I read this morning, they said spinach. I got nothing out of my spinach. Nada. Nothing. Which you would think. Now, I use baby spinach. I don't know if that makes a difference. Let's see. I do like the way... Oh, I want to keep that one. I do like the way these look when I make them look like they're little wildflowers in a garden, standing up like that. I should probably trim my stems as I go. So I hope you don't get tired of watching these. Oh, that's a different size. Now let's see where I am. All right, so I think that's the end of my... Now I folded my 8.5 by 11 long way, or hot dog fold, as Tanya McGuire would say. Oh, and I have this here. I have a bud and a couple of cosmos, and it's real long. I have my camera down, so you can see really well, hopefully, what I'm doing. So I'm going to do these hot dog fold ones. And no idea what this one is either. Looks pretty though, right? And that's such a dark color. Hopefully I'll get something out of that. So they were saying onion skins, spinach, you get the most color out of. Dandelions, which we're fortunate we don't really have those. And marigolds. My marigolds didn't give me any color. So, not sure what this is about. This is really funky looking, right? I have no idea what that is, but that's a very thick stem as well. I'm digging through my debris here. Let's do just a green. Bunch of leaves. That looks like that might be from a marigold plant. I'm not sure. My husband and my sister both have... Well, my sister, she went to a tech school, so I guess you wouldn't say she has a degree, but my husband's degree is in horticulture. So he knows a lot about plants. Maybe we'll do some petals, strategically placed petals on this one. Now this here is a Rose of Sharon leaf, so let's see how that does. Of course, now I have to remember all this, how I'm layering this in here. That's a different... Oh, here's some more cosmos. Let's drip some more little cosmos petals down here. I tried to shake the flowers as much as I could without losing petals, just to get rid of the bugs. I felt bad about cooking that bug yesterday. Now my friend Holly said that perhaps my coffee dyed paper in with the bundle worked as a resist and caused some of the flowers not to give color, which I guess that's a possibility. So today I'm going to try to do everything I did like I did the first day. I just use my flowers. Of course, I'm using a different weight paper. Let's see, I think I have another. Oh, this one's really skinny. Skinny, skinny. I'm going to put just a leaf on him. Just trying to think of how I might use these papers in a journal and what might look cool. I do have also some begonia petals here. Let's do a few begonia petals. I'm dying to show you this hydrangea, but he's all the way at the bottom. And I just dumped in. And then I forgot we have a bird in the one begonia hanging plant out front. Whacked my head in that. I thought, oh geez, I'm going to end up getting pecked by a bird. I've got a robin who's made a nest. Let's load this baby up. This little narrow one. I've got so many projects in my mind that I want to get working on. And my back has really been giving me fits. So I just have to go out and pick a couple of flowers and then come back in. I've been using my cane to try to ease up some of that compressed back pain. So I'm taking apart these little begonia. I'm not a fan of the begonia, I gotta say. My husband likes them for whatever reason. I don't know. I think they're really a pretty ugly plant. Ha, oxymoron. Pretty ugly. A very ugly plant. To me. Okay, so I have a lot of paper left here, and I'm running out of flowers. So let's see. Oh, I did pick this. I'm assuming this is, maybe that's a marigold? I'm going to rip this one in half. Boy, that's stinky. The article that I read about using flowers as dye to create a liquid dye. Okay, I think that's my last long sheet. They said to crush and rip the flowers apart. Of course, I'm not just looking for color on my paper. I'm also looking for the imprint of the flower. Now, this could be tricky here, kids, because I'm using these. I cut my 8.5 by 11 in half and then folded it in half. So I'm trying to do just one bundle again today. I think that worked out pretty well yesterday. I had plenty of room in my roasting pan. And maybe what I need to do is fold another paper in half. But I'm working on the second part of my Brothers Grimm color along because I don't want my video to be too terribly long. So I'm trying to work ahead and work out a few things there. So I've got that to record. Let's use the other half of this. Let's spread that one out a bit. I'll put a couple of leaves on this page. Now I'm going to go back to I've got a lot of paper here. Maybe I should have done 2 bundles. A lot of paper, not a lot of flowers. Well, I'll be doing this again. Who we kidding? Who we kidding, right? Okay, so let's do that. What do you see after me bellyaching about those begonia? What do you see? They'll probably give me really good color. trim my little stem that's sticking out there. I just love these little cosmos flowers. I mean, really, aren't they beautiful? That's the darker color. This is a little variegated. Close those little guys in. And this big honkin' flower I have here, I don't know what that is, but I guess I need a big sheet of paper for that. I'm going to put my butterfly bush flower in there. That's going to spill over on a couple of other sheets underneath. And then I still have my Rose of Sharon. And we'll put that there. And I don't know what this one is. My husband has these planted out front. Look how cool that is. I'm going to make a long hot dog fold for that one. All right. So that's good. Oh, I have two of those. So let me do another hot dog fold. Oop, wrong way. I mean, folding it not horizontal, vertically. And this is 8.5 by 11 paper. So I'm just going to tuck that guy in there by himself. I like that he's got leaves. Here's my hydrangea. Oh, really? I hate to boil this, but look. Let's see if I move the camera up a little bit. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now I've got a couple other that are blooming on the side of the house, and they're a real light pink. This is only a couple of feet in front of the pink ones, and it's a very deep rose pink. Now, this is too big, okay? So I'm going to take this apart, but I had to show you, and I've got to go get before I rip that apart, I'm going to ask you to just give me a few minutes because I'm going to add some flowers here. I need to go get my phone and take a picture of that because that's the only one blooming on that bush. And we've struggled trying to get my hydrangeas to bloom. It's my absolute favorite. Before we moved to New Jersey, I had a few really beautiful plants at our home in Pennsylvania and had to leave them behind. And my goodness, one of my daughter's friends from college, the girls, when they were getting their degrees in education, they needed to do some coursework after the semester was over, and they were, my daughter and two of her friends, one was a roommate. I don't think Deanna was a roommate. She might have been one of the roommates too at one point. Anyway, they had to do 3 or 4 weeks at a school after their semester was over because their semester ended before elementary schools ended. So anyway, the girls were in schools that were local, and so they stayed with us. And Deanna brought me a beautiful hydrangea plant, and that broke my heart to have to leave that behind. So we've replaced and added some hydrangeas here. Of course, I'm wanting to move again. Anyway, Now this one's just so beautiful. I'm going to have to leave this behind too. All right, so let me put another half sheet here. And maybe I'll take the stems off of these little guys and just pop them down. Look. Beautiful. And people say there is no God. I just can't buy into that. Look at, just absolutely love those little cosmos. All right, so that's going to fold there. I've got a couple more Rose of Sharon's here that I'm going to put on this end. I wonder if I take one of these apart. Let's see. Let me take this apart. And we'll just do oh, look at the inside of that guy. How cute is that? Let's fan that out. All right. And I'm going to need another long piece because I've got this big honkin' flower. Got another Rose of Sharon here I'm going to use. You probably aren't seeing what I'm doing. Let's see. Just my fan. I'm kind of blocking the fan. I think when I get up to go for my phone, this may blow all over the place. Now these are a light purple with a dark purple throat. So who knows? I don't know if you can see that. I've got all kinds of little bugs crawling, and I'm just praying they're not chiggers. I think the chiggers are more red, but I think they're about that big. All right. And I'm going to do another hot dog fold because I have another long flower. This is a big stack, guys. Big stack. But I'll squish it down, and then I'll put a couple of rocks on there to hold that under the water. All right, I'm going to go. I wish I could say quickly and go get my phone. It's in the front room. It shouldn't take me too long. So let me put my moon rock up there so we don't have any. I'll be right back. All right. Thank you for indulging me. All right. Get to my camera. And let me take a picture of move my little moon rock. I'm going to take a picture of this before I destroy it. Oh my goodness, that is just so beautiful. All right. So I've got the long guy in there. And I'm going to do one more long one. I don't know how this is going to work because this other flower is so kind of almost looks spidery. It's got all these little legs. Oh, look, it is kind of flat there. It's a very weird plant. Look how flat that looks. Can you see that? That's flat. I'm going to lay it right like that. Then I'm going to take my hydrangea, my beautiful, beautiful hydrangea. I'm going to pull my leaves off. And I'm going to take it apart from underneath here so that I have little sprigs of hydrangea. I should use my scissors, I guess. Look at that little tiny flowers inside. I think this was hit by this neighbor's sprinkler. Nothing else was wet, just this one. All right. Let the stacking continue. That smells like fresh cut grass when I pull that apart. And let's put a leaf. And hydrangea. Oh, I hope I'm not disappointed in this. It's just my favorite flower. Just going to stack a few in here. And I'm kind of flipping my paper around different directions, thinking that might help when I take it apart. Oh my gosh, if I get any color and an impression out of this, I might wet my pants taking this bundle apart. Just saying. All right. Now I have a piece of my old twine that I used the other day that I pulled out, I believe. I mean, really, if I put this hydrangea, of course I could put it in some water, enjoy it for a few days, but I've got to move on to some other projects, so I've got to get this boiling stuff out of my system. All right. Now I'm just going to give that a press and get my little moon rock out of the way. Got a few little straggling stems down here. Give those a clip. And then I've got some floral debris here. Let's just brush that aside. And I'm going to bring up my ends. And again, I'm pulling it as tight as I can without bending my paper. I'm going to try to tuck that like a taco. Do a little taco roll. A wonton roll or something like that. And I could go for either taco or wonton. Just going to give that a little snug cinch right there and kind of tuck that in. Maybe if I roll that over, it'll hold enough to get, should have gotten my string on, my twine unwound. It doesn't take much twine to hold this together. Of course, it's like Christmas lights. I should have straightened it out before I put it away, but I didn't. All right. So really, there's no rhyme or reason, just whatever works for you. Just tie this down, and then I've got my little metal grid in the bottom of my, that's not going to work, the bottom of my roaster pan, so I can keep my bundle up off of the bottom of the pan. Like I said the other day, I'm not sure that that really matters, but it doesn't hurt. So I'm just winding this around. And I'm just going to do a little tie. And so I'll pop this on top of my little grid. My little, it's not a rack. It's just, it's like a, you know, it's probably aluminum, which probably shouldn't be in the pan. But I just sit this on like I would a roast. And then I'll try to get all the air out. Cover it with clear water from the tap. I use cold, start with cold, and then I'm going to put in my cup of vinegar, and I'll weigh this down with 2 big garden rocks that I have, and then I'm going to boil this batch for an hour. Let it cool. Oh, and there's my signal to be done, and then I'll do a reveal. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for joining me. And I'll see you on the next video when we see what these flowers produce for us. Thanks again. Don't forget, take time to be creative. See you next time. Bye-bye.